go. We are almost at the end of the Jumpstart January program. Today is a great day for hip opening. Today's yoga practice, we will focus on the hips, but we'll also get into a really sweet yoga flow. So let's get started. So with your feet either together or hip width apart, press your feet into the floor, pull your legs in and stand up as tall as you can. Take your shoulders on your back and set intention for practice. Allow your breath to lead your practice as you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, bow forward, fold in, touch your mat. Drop your head. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, step to plank pose, top of your push-up, and you can always bring your knees to the floor if you need to. Breathe in and plank. Strengthen the legs as you breathe out, lower all the way down to your belly. When you arrive, point your toes, lift your shoulders up, inhale, lift your chest up, cobra pose. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Now rise to your toes in dog pose, come down to your knees, take your knees wide, and press your hips back towards your heels. And take a couple deep breaths into your hips and your spine, your low back. Stretch your arms forward, press into the finger pads, lift and float the arms up. Inhale, come forward into tabletop pose. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. You can pedal out your feet. Bend the knees, lift your hips way up high to the sky. Check the feet are hip width parallel, check the hands, center palm, outer shoulder, spread fingers. Breathe in, lift the arm bones up. Breathe out, lift lower belly, look forward, step to the top of the mat. Feet hip width, halfway lift, inhale. And lengthen your spine down as you exhale. Hands to hips, point your elbows up, inhale, rise up to stand. Take your arms up over your head. With your arms over your head, push your legs down so much that the arms lift up a bit more, and we'll cross your right foot over in front of your left foot. Lift chest, inhale, hold right wrist, bend over to the left, exhale. Great stretch for the outer, right hip. Inhale, arm bones back, lift chest, and then exhale, come back up, unhook the legs, push your legs down, inhale. Hold left wrist, cross left foot in front of right, and bend over to the right side. Pull the two legs in together and send the thighs back. And then root your tailbone just gently in. Take your arms back, breathe all the way through the left side waist. Inhale, rise back up, unhook your legs, set your feet hip width, lift your arms up, inhale. Exhale, bow all the way down, forward fold, touch your mat, head down. Breathe in, lengthen your spine forward. Breathe out, send your left foot to the back of the mat, put your left knee to the floor. Now take your right foot wide. Both hands inside your right foot, check front knees over ankle, and then lower your hips. So even though we're opening up your hips, continue to pull your legs towards center. Breathe in, walk your arms forward, lower down with your torso, your upper back. Now you can always lift your back knee off the floor. This gives a bit more opening into your hips and some more length through your sideways spine. Hands back inside the right foot, sweep your right leg around and come to plank pose. Take a long breath in, strengthen your legs. Exhale, lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale on the belly for cobra or up dog. You lift your thighs up. So you have to really push your arms down, lift your chest up. Exhale, back, downward facing dog pose. Breathe in. And breathe out, look forward. Step your left foot forward, step your right foot forward. Halfway lift, inhale. And bow over legs, exhale. Hands to the hips, elbows go up. Inhale, rise, stand all the way up. Take your arms up over your head. Push your legs down a bit stronger, lift your chest up and go back. And then on your exhale, bow forward, fold all the way down, touch your mat. Breathe in, lengthen your spine forward. Breathe out, step right foot to the back of the mat. Place your right knee down to the floor. Take your left foot wide, both hands inside the left foot. Breathe here. So every day is a bit different. We've been doing a lot of strength in the legs and lower bodies. This is a good opportunity to open the hips. You can lift your back knee. Check front knees over the ankle. You can walk your arms forward. More space through your torso, front torso, side waist. Melt a little bit through your upper back and chest. Walk the hands back in, plant the palms. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale, back bend, lift the chest up. Exhale, back downward facing dog pose. Walk your hands to your feet, go to the back of the mat. Setting the feet apart, bend your knees, grab your elbows or your ankles, go down with your head. And then touch down, walk your feet a little wider apart, come to squat. It's always nice to get the hips a little bit lower than the heart and allow your chest to lift up. This is one of my least favorite poses. My hips are a bit tight, so this is okay to turn your toes out a bit. Check the knees are still tracking in line with your toes. Lower your hips. Inhale, lift your hips up, lower your chest down, turn your toes in, bow forward, fold over your legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Walk your hands forward, downward facing dog as you exhale. Step your right foot forward. Keep your back knee lifted. Set your feet so they're hip width apart. And inhale, rise up into high lunge. So do this, bend the back knee so you'll get a nice stretch through the front of the left hip crease. And pull your right hip back. Just a touch, wrap your left hip forward. Lift your arms up, inhale. Then bend the elbows and hold opposite elbows. Lift chest, inhale, and go back a little bit. So feel that as you go back, you'll breathe into the front of the hips, opening up your hips, your chest. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. From the power of your legs, hands to your heart, take warrior two pose. So check front heel to the back middle arch, bend your front knee so it tracks in line with your toes and sink. And inhale, straighten front leg, lift chest. Exhale, bend front knee and sit. Just get some opening in the hips. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sit. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sit, hold. Take goddess. Left hand to the back thigh, right arm goes up. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, windmill arms, plant palms, downward facing dog. Let's do a vinyasa flow. Inhale, high plank pose. Exhale, low push-up. Back bend, inhale, open chest. Downward dog, exhale. Step your left foot forward. Set your feet so they're hip width apart. And you line your toes forward, both feet. Bend front knee over top of the left ankle and rise up into high crescent lunge. So you really have to root the feet down. You can bend the back knee just enough where you lift gently the pubic bone, enough where you can get a stretch through the right front hip crease. Lift your chest, lift your spine, bend the elbows, hold opposite elbows. Open your shoulders, open your chest. Keep pressing your back heel forward. Lift your back thigh higher. Lift your chest. Oh, so good. Get a nice stretch here. Breathe in. And then come back to center. Take your arms up and open up warrior two. Exhale. So open your legs wide enough where you can sit and get the front knee tracks forward and over the front heel. And the back leg straight, back toes pointing to the long edge of the mat. Inhale, straighten front leg. Exhale, bend, sit. Hips, oh, I love this. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, gently sit. One more, inhale. Exhale, sit and hold into goddess warrior. Right hand to the back thigh, very lightly touching. We're not leaning into it. Lift up. So you have to use the leg strength, core strength. Lift your spine, inhale, breathe in. And then exhale, back to center, touch down to your mat, take downward facing dog pose. Ooh. High plank, inhale. Low push-up, exhale. Back bend, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, feet together. Come forward, high plank. Take your left hand forward. Turn to your right and step your right foot middle mat. So as you step the right foot middle mat, you'll feel a bit of a stretch through the outer right hip. Bend both knees, send the thighs back, and then lift your hips up. Take your top arm up. Some of you might know Vashisthasana, the side plank where you stack both your feet. This is a little different. So we're using the right foot into the floor, pressing down to open up the right hip, outer right hip a bit more. Lift your hips up away from the floor. You get a deeper stretch. Align your head, neck, spine. Inhale. And touch down to the mat. Take downward dog, exhale. That was a good one. Inhale, high plank with the feet together. Take your right hand forward, turn to your left, and now step your left foot middle mat. So bend the knees, just enough, both knees bending. So then you move your thighs back. Ooh, yeah. Outer left hip stretch. Lift the hips. You can take the top arm up. Long breaths. Really feel that the inner thighs, they move back a bit more. Tailbone in gently, just gently. Open your chest. Good, stretch outer left hip, breathe in. And then breathe out, touch down, downward dog pose. High plank, inhale. Low push-up, exhale. Back bend, inhale. And dog pose, exhale. Now bring your right knee a little wider than your right hip and come onto your fingertips. Now you may need to shift all the way over to the outer right hip to move the right shin forward and then begin to square your hips. Now I have blocks here in front of me. You can always place blocks in front and come onto your forearms on blocks. Back toes can tuck to start to square the hips more to the top of the mat, and then you can point the back toes. And then get your spine moving long and low. Deep outer hip opening. Now you can also lie on your back, take a thread the needle pose, where you place right foot on left thigh and you thread your right hand through your legs and catch left hamstring. Relax your jaw, relax your forehead. You might start to get a little more closer to the floor. Walk your hands back, plant your palms, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank pose. Exhale, low push-up. Back bend, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Oh, you feel the difference between the right side and the left side. The right side feels a little tingly. Okay, left knee a little wider on the left hip. The circulation flowing through. So set it up. You can shift over to your left outer hip and move the left shin bone forward. Push the outer edge of the left foot down. And then we square the hips. You can start on fingertips. And then you can come forward and get long and low through your spine. Back toes, my toes are tucked to start because it's reminding me to keep moving my right hip forward. And then I'll point the back toes. You can use blocks if you need to come forward and get long and low through your spine, left hip opening. Really even out your breath, both sides. Okay, walk your hands back. Plant your palms down. Downward facing dog. Oh, it feels even now. Inhale, high plank pose. Exhale, low push-up. Back bend, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, come forward to high plank and step your feet together. Place your left hand forward, turn to your right, and then lift your right leg up, bend the upper leg, and place the right foot on top of the left thigh. So you have like a figure four position. Push out through your thighs back, tailbone in, and then start to straighten your front leg. Whew. Figure four, side plank, maybe. Okay, look down, right hand down, downward facing dog. We'll try the other side, feet together. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Take your right hand forward a little bit, turn to your left, stack your feet, and then bend the knees and lift the left foot on top of the right thigh. So we're in a figure four, side plank. Bend the knees, move the thighs back a bit, and then you can straighten through your top leg. Nice, inhale, come back, high plank, push back, downward dog. Rise to your toes, come to your knees, sit. It's fun to play with an arm balance and with some hip opening. Roll out your wrists. And then cross your legs and sit. Take your legs forward. Bend your right leg, place your right foot on top of the left thigh, and flex the right foot. Then lean back, bend your left leg. So right now we're seated in this shape, figure four. Now you can stay here, or take your left foot over to the right, and we'll stack the shins one on top of each other. This is called a double pigeon. And you flex your feet, pull the pinky toe down, push the big toe out. You can also sit up on blocks or use blocks to prop the knees, and then you'll come forward. Now sometimes this is really intense, so you can lean way, way back. Keep your chest open, let your legs and your hips soften closer to the floor. All right, lean back, take your legs out wide, lift your hips, move them back, ground your legs down, lift your spine, inhale. You can lean back into the hands here, stay there, or come forward and fold in. You can hold big toes. Inhale to come all the way up. Slowly bend the knees, draw your legs together gently. And now we'll bend your left leg and take your left knee wide. Place your left foot on top of right thigh. You can be here, or bend the right leg here. Flex the upper foot, check it out. Big toe pushes forward, pinky toe pulls back. And then we can stack the shins. Not always the easiest shape to get into, so this can take some real practice. When I first started this shape, my foot was here. So it took a bit of practice and time to get into this position, and then it's still not the most comfortable for me, but working on breathing and relaxing into the shape to allow the hips to open and feel that any tension that is there, it starts to relax when my face relaxes, my jaw relaxes. Ooh, yeah, there it goes. Take a big breath in and breathe out. Okay, inhale, rise all the way up. Slowly take your legs forward and ground your legs down. As you root down through your legs, As you root down through your legs, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. So up and over, hamstring lengthening, spine lengthening. Breathe. You can drop your head in. Inhale, rise all the way up. Slowly bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to touch. Supta Baddha Konasana, you can hold underneath your feet, legs, knees go wide, lift your chest, inhale, and then bow your forehead down towards your feet as you exhale. Inhale to rise all the way up, and then cross your legs to sit. So when you sit, you want your knees below your hips. If they're not quite below the hips, you can always prop up on a block. I like to use a block because then it helps me to lift my spine up a little bit more. Place your hands on your thighs. You can put your hands in your lap. We'll do a breathing exercise to close the practice. You're welcome to do this breathing exercise as you're in Shavasana. So you can lie flat, put a blanket over you, sweatshirt, and get comfortable. So sitting up tall or lying down flat, take a breath in, both nostrils, and breathe out. Begin to slowly inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then exhale out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you'll exhale slowly, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more rounds. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 5. Hold, 5. Exhale, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale, 1, 5. Hold, 5. Exhale, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now breathe in with both nostrils, just naturally, normally inhale. And exhale slowly. Inhale. Exhale. Really nice technique to practice the inhale and then a pause and then a longer, slow exhale, and you'll feel you can take deeper, slower breaths after. And feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you have time for. If you can stay longer, it's always better. And then feel free when you do leave your practice to move slowly and really more consciously throughout your day. Thank you so much for coming in and practicing with me. It's so great to be doing this Jumpstart program together. So like and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Have a great day. Namaste.